Hey guys, Tiffany from Investor Life. Just seeing a lot on the Facebook group about what a vendor take-back is, or a VTB, or seller financing. Many different names it goes by. But vendor take-back is basically where the seller, if you're buying a property, an investment property, the seller is going to hold back some of what would have been your down payment money that you would have had to come up with. They're going to hold that back in the way of a mortgage. So let's kind of look at this and see how it actually works in real life. So let's say that we had a $400,000 property, okay? You see that? Yeah, okay, so that's the purchase price of the property. Now, generally speaking, we have to put down 20% if we're buying an investment property. So 20% of this is $80,000. That's our down payment amount, okay? So the rest, the difference between that, is going to be generally held by the $320,000 is going to be your mortgage. Okay, and that's going to be held by a bank, obviously. So this is the general scenario that you come up with. Now, what if you can't come up with, or don't want to come up with, the $80,000 for the down payment? So one scenario is where you would approach your seller and you would say to them, okay, so I'm happy to buy this house. It's going to be a great rental property for me. The problem is I'm not able to come up with the $80,000. Now, do you need all of the money that you're going to get from the sale of this home? Or do you want to keep some of it invested in the property? Most of them, I mean, sometimes they need it all. And then, you know, that's fine. But most of them will say, what do you mean invested? Well, you can keep an investment in the property and I'll pay you an interest rate, a percentage return on that. You'll get most people that are at least their interest is peaked. And a lot of people don't need the money necessarily, don't need all of it. And they wouldn't mind investing in property, but really don't know how to do it. So it's a great scenario. It's a lot of, you'll get a lot of interest out of it, but how does this actually work? So let's say that, again, 20% down is $80,000. What you're going to do is you're going to say to them, can you hold back 40,000 of that? So now this is 80%. This is at 80,000, sorry, was 20%. Now this is a 10% down payment for you. And the other 40,000 that's still outstanding between what the bank will hold for you and what you're gonna hold is 40,000. Now that becomes your VTB. That is the part you say to them, can you hold this? Now, if you do that, there's a couple of reasons. So seller, you might say, why would a seller do this? So for one, it's of course because they're going to get an interest rate. Now, this mortgage here might be at a 4%, let's say. That's actually pretty high. You're probably under 4%, but a bank is going to pay you 4%. Now you say to them, do you want to become the bank? Because I can pay you 6% interest rate on this. Now I pay my bank 4%, but I can pay you 6%. So it's simple interest, calculated and paid out annually. Usually you can pay them every month if you want, but we always offer an annual payment. And they become the bank for you. They're holding back what you otherwise would have put down cash. They're saying, I'll hold it back. So what does this look like in, you know, like on title? So you've got your big bank. They are owed $320,000. That's registered on title. Then you've got your seller, whatever their name is. And there is an additional $40,000 that is registered on title as well. So this is the first mortgage, and this becomes the second mortgage. And again, it is on title, which means you can't go and sell the property out from under them. The seller is on title, so they would have to be paid out before you decided to, you know, do anything, just like the first mortgage would. So first position, second position. Now the tricky part to this is, you know, for one, convincing the sellers. So we talked about one reason, because they're getting an interest rate back. They're getting a way to keep an investment in that property without ever having to live there, plus getting back a lot of the money that they had, you know, been looking for. But the other reason why is because when you ask for something from somebody, in general, it is always good to give them something. So whenever we're dealing with sellers, we always ask them, so is it the purchase price that you really are stuck on, or is it the terms? Like, do you need a fast closing, or do you need, cash only, or what is it that you need? So they have the choice. They can't get both. It's, do you want the purchase price or do you want the terms? Many times it's the terms. They want a fast closing. Okay, that's fine. Then we can negotiate on price. If it's not the price, we have to negotiate on terms. So in this case, we're negotiating on terms. We're saying to them, okay, we're going to give you exactly what you want in your purchase price. We're going to give you your $400,000. We're not even going to haggle for that whatsoever. But we want you to help us with the down payment amount that we have to come up with. And again, for that, you can keep an investment in the property and we'll pay you a percentage. So those words are something that really pique people's interest. So 2 reasons. They'll get the simple interest back, so they're interested in keeping that investment. Also, they're going to get full price for what they're asking for, which a lot of sellers are all over that in half a second. So that's, the first things that you have to do to get this going is talk to the seller. However, another big part of this is dealing with a lender that will allow that. Because a lot of lenders are like, okay, we're happy to be here at $300,000 or $320,000, but we don't want anybody else to be in second place. There are no second mortgages allowed on a property that we are financing. So if that's the case, if that's what your bank is saying, ask around, get a mortgage broker, go on the forums, the topics, go on the Facebook group, look for a lender or through probably a mortgage broker that will allow this. And if you can find a lender that will allow it, and then you can learn how to talk to sellers. Now, the first few that we did, oh my goodness, they were terrible. I botched it again and again and again. And especially when you're dealing with homeowners, they're not really familiar with real estate or investing, so they don't really get it. And you really got to hone in on how to best present this. So, do exactly what I'm doing. Sit down, write it out, draw pictures. I often drew pictures and showed them exactly how it would work out. And practice it. Get the lingo down pat. Get it coming out really, really smoothly. And I'm talking really fast here because this is a video, and I'll move over so you can see the rest of this. But when you're talking to a homeowner, speak calmly. Take your time. Don't go too fast. If you can do those things, even if you're hyper and inside you're nervous too, pretend you're not. Just be really chill so that they can be chill too when you're talking about, the biggest investment that they'll probably ever make. So yeah, find a mortgage broker. This is how it all works in actual real life. And it's called a vendor take back, a VTB for short, and sometimes seller financing. Very common in the commercial space and multifamily apartments and that sort of thing. Not as common with single family homes, but certainly if you're in a market where, stuff isn't moving very quickly, you're going to find some more motivated vendors. This is a way for you to offer, somebody that really needs to sell, offer them a great deal, a real win for them because they're getting full purchase price, plus they're going to be making money every month, while you're still getting something out of it as well. Of course, great terms. You're putting down 10% instead of 20. That's huge. Last thing that I'll say about, oh no, what was I going to say? Never mind, it's gone. I'll add it in the comments if there's anything else. So if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up. We're just building up our YouTube channel right now. We've been doing this stuff for years, but just trying to actually reach more people. So if you liked it, you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up, or leave any questions in the comments. Cheers, guys.